What's up, world? You know what time it is. We are making moves, making $1 million moves. Still at our place, our tea place, Dragon Herbs, for another episode, a second episode, because they're doing construction on the streets.
Well, that was nice. I like how we changed it up. It's always me that goes first.
Yeah, well,
it's refreshing, man.
you're really the host.
Nah,
You're really the
we're
host.
tag teaming this together.
Teamwork makes the dream work. But we're putting in double duty. I had to change shirts because I was sweating my ass off, so I put on the money maker. This is the money. Hart family.
Dude, it is hot in LA, guys.
Hot.
It's crazy.
It's like 106.
We're constantly losing water weight. I don't feel bad about anything I eat,
Because,
sweating it out.
Look, the tea has got me sweating my arse off.
But cheers, bro.
Cheers, Mike. When I moved to LA, full time a little over 2 years ago, I tell people I traded Tito's vodka for green tea. So I found this amazing tea spot, and I love hanging out here, but they let us film.
Yeah. No, for sure. They're super nice.
They do a lot of business online. Great business online.
Yeah, that has to be it.
I think one of the gentlemen said that they do probably 95% of their business online.
Wow, okay.
But, we're making Pro Wrestling work.
Yes. And today we're gonna talk about the stuff that's been happening in pro wrestling recently, and of course we gotta talk about the Raw reunion that happened last Monday.
Raw reunion that I wasn't invited to.
If it makes you feel better, I wasn't invited either. So, I mean, there you go.
Why would you need to be invited? Okay,
I'm a mark. It would have been nice to get the invitation, but we're on the same boat. It's fine.
I was invited to Raw Reunion, but I was invited to StarCast the end of August.
That's right. Go talk about that, man.
Oh, man. We're making moves as we speak. So StarCast, the end of August, Labor Day weekend. They're going to have me there. Hopefully we can get you out there, too, so we can knock out a few podcast episodes in Chi-Town. It's very special for me to go out there and bring my block tape movement that's always running wild in a city near you.
Running wild, brother.
Yeah, and it's running wild in Chicago, so hopefully you can be out there.
Yeah.
I've got big news coming up about me collaborating with a CBD company.
Yep.
CBD cannabis company, Pineapple Express. I met with them. Long story short, I met Pineapple Express at a gifting suite at one of the BET or Etsy gifting suites. And when I go to these gifting suites, I go there to network and see, how I can work with a lot of these organizations. And Pineapple Express stood out to me so much because they were professional. Long story short, we set up a meeting where, as an athlete, what I can contribute to Pineapple Express. So we worked out a deal, and as we speak, I'm going to be definitely repping them on all my social media, hopefully on Pro Wrestling if you allow me, because you are the brains behind it. So anyhow I can have our audience know what works for me will definitely work for them. When it comes to pain and inflammation, the goal is to get people off of opiates that are very addictive.
Right.
And the key for me is, as an athlete, how does CBD help me? It's helped me with concussions.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be able to speak openly and positively with Pineapple Express, and I'm very excited at what the future holds for me.
Yeah, and I think it's nice that you're educating some people about how beneficial CBD is, because for people that don't know too much about it, they kind of have like a bad rep. They just label it as like, oh, those are drugs. Don't do drugs, but it's actually natural and it's healthy. It's good for you.
Exactly, and my job is to erase the stigma that is behind CBD and cannabis.
Yes.
So I'm on board with CBD. Pineapple Express has great cannabis. So if you're a cannabis user, definitely look into pineappleexpress.com and all that information moving forward. Once everything is signed, which is pretty much everything is signed, sealed, and delivered. But in the next few days, I'm going to be promoting a lot more. I took newer promo shots for them. And I'm gonna be getting my hands dirty because I said with them in the meeting that I'm not an in and out type of guy. When you have me at appearances, you get all of me and some, you know.
You're loyal, man.
I'm loyal, and yeah, when I say I'm going to be getting my hands dirty, I'm going to be sitting in on these meetings, you know. As an athlete, what can we do to help Pineapple Express grow?
Yeah.
So I want to be able to sit in on the meetings and be a fly on the wall and put my 2 cents in. I just don't want to be in front of the camera. I want to be doing both.
That's great, man. Get your hands dirty, you know, be part of it.
Yeah.
All in.
Yeah, all in.
Pun intended.
All in. You damn right. So,
before we get started in this podcast, make sure you guys follow us at Pro Wrestling on Instagram. And if you're listening to us, make sure you guys give us a 5-star review on iTunes and give us a review so we can know what we can do better. And if you're watching us visually, make sure you guys subscribe to our YouTube channel and leave a comment down in the section below. Today, we're going to talk about the WWE Raw reunion, also a little bit of AEW news. But let's talk about the Raw reunion because I feel like there's a lot to cover with that. Did you watch a little snippet here and there?
Yeah.
So a lot of legends came back, like obviously the Heartbreaking Shawn Michaels, Ric Flair, Hulk Hogan. I mean, to have Hulk Hogan, Stone Cold, John Cena, Ric Flair all in one show, that's a little mind-blowing, right?
Well, they're still running wild and kicking, which is great.
Yeah.
Which is great. Ric Flair has had his health scares, so I'm glad he's doing well. Health is wealth, so it's important for someone like me to take care of my body.
Yeah.
So when I'm his age, I'm the Black Bob Backlund.
Yes.
That's my goal.
Yes. And I was listening to X-Pac's podcast, and he actually had Scott Hall as a guest, and they talked a little bit about...
in studio?
No, through call.
Okay.
So they kind of talked about the Raw reunion and their experience. So X-Pac said when he got to the hotel, he just checked in, right? And he was going to go to his room, and he heard someone say, Sean Waltman, you've gone to rehab more than me. Like, get over here. Like, let's have a drink. And he turned around, and it was the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. And
he was at the bar?
He's at the bar. So Ric Flair was there, Stone Cold Steve Austin were there, and they were asking Sean to join them at the bar. And I think X-Pac was just like, oh, I don't know exactly what he said, but he ended up not joining them and going to his room instead. And he actually hung out with Scott Hall and never came down. So X-Pac said that he definitely cherished the moment, and Scott was also happy that he didn't go down, and he just had quality time with X-Pac in his like hotel room, the balcony, like, you know, talking about life and everything. And which is a great decision for them, because Scott's like I know myself. I was gonna go to the bar, you know, part of me would say like, man, why can't I just have 4 drinks? But knowing myself, 4 drinks, I don't want 4 drinks. I want 9 drinks. I want to close out the bar. I want to do this after the bar. So it's better just to like not drink at all. And I think that's such a strong decision for Scott.
What, do you think Scott still drinks, or?
No, like I think he's completely stopped drinking.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I think he made the
You
decision.
said 4 drinks, like, oh, you know, I could maybe have 4 drinks, but then it would end up being more.
That's his mentality. Like, man, like, you know, as a human, like, why can't I have just 4 drinks? But then he knows himself too well that it's not just 4 drinks. He can't stop there. So, but I think that was a really cool story for like Sean and Scott to, you know, face temptation like that, and you know, it'd be so easy for them to go back to the old ways, but they decided to just have some bro time.
Well, it's funny you say going down to the bar and stuff like that. Me, I've been August 2017 was the last time I had a drink. Mm-hmm. It's just a personal decision when I moved to LA full time. So I always tell people I traded Tito's vodka for green tea.
Right.
Tito's vodka was my favorite.
But you never had any issues with drinking though, right? It's not like you were addicted to it.
I did.
You did?
I did, I honestly, and I'm very happy to talk about it. I would drink at the wrong times. I would drink before speaking engagements. I would drink before wrestling matches. And I'm not the only one, brother. There are plenty of people that would drink before matches. It is what it is to take that edge off. But when I moved out to LA full time, I didn't want that to be, I don't want to be dependent on that. I don't want to have to drink before I do an audition and make sure hopefully my breath doesn't stink. You know? No one ever knew that I had a problem, but I knew deep down inside I had a problem.
Wow.
I already work out hard enough.
Yeah.
You've seen it firsthand.
Yeah.
When you have some alcohol in your system, you have to work out extra hard.
Sure.
So there's been a handful of times where I've been in a bar type situation, and I needed to be in a bar type situation because it was an after party and I was networking. So I would ask the bar, "You guys have hot tea, any tea?" Hot, any tea, doesn't matter. And twice they provided me with hot tea, and I was at the bar drinking my tea. People might be looking at me funny, but
They won't say anything.
Yeah,
though.
yeah, they won't say anything. I mean, what, you drinking tea? Yeah, I'm drinking hot tea, and I share my stories.
Yeah.
So, sorry.
It's all right.
There's no temptation for me to drink. I have no urge to drink at all.
Yeah.
So I can be in that type of setting. And the only thing I ask is for people, you can drink. If you were a type of person that drunk Arnold, I'll be at drink all you want. Please don't pressure me.
Sure.
Just don't be violent with me or anyone else around you. Because when you get that liquid courage in you, you know, I mean, it goes down, and I run from it. I was always, anytime I was intoxicated, I was always a happy drunk. I always knew what was going on.
I feel like we're so much alike in that way, because for one,
that's why we're doing this damn podcast.
That's true. Like Tito's is my drink. Like every time I drink, it's always vodka on the rocks, or what Chris Jericho likes to call a yeah boy. I learned that from him. You know, like he drinks vodka on the rocks because there's no sugar, and also he doesn't get a hangover the next day because the ice keeps you hydrated.
Yes.
So you're constantly drinking 50% water as you're downing the vodka, you know. But along the line, no, go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. Keep going. What were you saying?
I was just gonna say, like for me, like I drink to get the edge off. Sometimes when I'm nervous about something and I just want to get a little loose, to get relaxed, like that's when I drink. But I think just like you, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm never like addicted to. If I'm not doing like anything, like it's not like, oh, I need a drink. You know what I mean? It's only when like there's like big events that I'm a little nervous about. Like that's like my little secret. Yeah,
me too. But that's why I traded Tito's for green tea, and also I supplement myself with CBD to help calm me down. Yeah, because those are some of the effects.
Yeah. So again, props to Scott Hall and Sean Waltman for standing their ground.
And I talked to you because we're doubling up on the podcast. If X-Pac was going to film his podcast on a Friday, which is today, Friday, right? We would have just gone to his studio and just kind of like shoot the shit with him about wrestling and everything. But definitely when you come back, he films on Tuesdays, so we can always go there. We'll set it up where we go there, and we talk about wrestling and everything else in between. And you're the brofessor, so you're gonna hit him with all kinds of stuff where he's gonna be like, yeah, that sounds really good. I love Pac, man. I love Pac, but and I can make fun of him because him and I are like him. We're always on edge. We always get made fun of if we're in a group. We always. We're very alike.
Do you remember how much DX ratted on him in the Hall of Fame speech? Like how nervous he was?
Yeah.
And Triple H's like, I think you're done, Sean.
Yeah. And I'm like, I'm the same way. So that's why I love seeing Pac, and definitely will be on his show very soon.
So many things went on. Imagine how happy Kelly is right now. I mean, I saw her interview with Chris Van Vliet, and she had that vibe that she, like she's not done with the business, and she like it seems like she wants to come back to WWE. And if I'm not mistaken, she was a former Divas champion. So to have like a Raw reunion and you come back and you finish that night with another title reign in your back pocket that you can use. So now when she goes to signings, she can be like former WWE Divas champion and first ever women's 24/7 champion. That's a nice deal.
Sure. I remember during the Nexus days, I think Justin Gabriel was dating Kelly, and I always thought she was the most beautiful woman I had ever met. Kelly, very, very beautiful. She actually, her and I used to go to the same tanning salon in Tampa, Florida, because every time I come in there to the one tanning salon, the lady that worked there would be like, oh, Kelly was just here. I'm like, oh, really? Oh, that's cool. Like, I mean, I want people knowing I'm coming here, Like,
sure.
She's probably doing the same thing and like, oh, Darren Young was in here.
And she's like, damn it.
Yeah, Oh, well, no. I think she loved me. I think she loved me. But I remember when Gabriel dated her, and I'm like, man, he better not mess it up. He better not fuck it up. I don't know what happened, but
isn't that crazy? Like how young she is? Because now, like with her age, usually women are just entering the WWE right now. Like they're in their prime right now, and that's the same age as Kelly.
Well, when did she start? Do you know?
Like 19.
19. Okay.
19, man. And I think she's in her early 30s now.
With the Diva Search or whatever?
I believe so, yeah. And now she's in her early 30s, and I think like Charlotte's older. You know what I mean? So it's cool.
She?
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm sure, maybe she doesn't want that as public knowledge, but like she's old. She's like in her like mid 30s or something like that.
Yeah.
But it's really cool how like she can still come back if she wants to. You know, and I enjoyed the 24/7 segment with Pat Patterson.
Yes.
Becoming the 24/7 champion and getting pinned by his former Stooge partner Gerald Briscoe.
Gerald Briscoe, yes.
And another person that I was looking forward to see is Melina, man.
Yes.
She hasn't been in there for a while, and this is the first time she's in there without John Morrison, right?
Yes.
And I love her whole segment, like with Kelly. Was it with Kelly? Yeah, with Kelly. Like, oh, Kelly's like, I just won the 24/7 championship. And what's new with you, Melina? Like, oh, I'm working to be certified. And Kelly was like, certified for what? And she opened her jacket, and it was a referee shirt. And was it Candice? Candice Michelle pinned her for the 1, 2, 3, and then she became the 24/7 champion, and it carried on from there. But it was fun. I enjoyed it.
A lot of wackiness.
Yeah.
And Raw Reunion was in Tampa, Florida. So,
that's right.
Home of Roman Reigns, Hulk Hogan. So it's fun. And the Performance Center is in Orlando.
Yeah.
Tampa, Florida, FCW is where I started at. So it was a good homecoming for the Tampa audience.
Backstage must have been crazy, huh?
Oh, yeah.
It must have been so hectic.
A little mini WrestleMania.
Yeah. And it's nice that they actually showed Eric Bischoff on camera, too. He looks great. He looks, I don't know if he's starting to, excuse me, I'm going to burp. Give me a second. Excuse me. I don't know if he took over SmackDown yet or not, but he's definitely getting his feet wet, He's constantly around the backstage area. Did you see him when you were at Survivor Series? Or did you just see Bruce Pritchard?
I just saw Bruce Pritchard. No, it wasn't Survivor Series. It was like a Raw.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, Raw, SmackDown.
You're talking about the Survivor Series that we went to.
Right.
But the Raw and SmackDown, I did not see Eric Bischoff. I did see Bruce Pritchard. But I think they said that they wanted to sprinkle him in slowly, right?
Yeah.
Into the mix with everything. Which is the right thing to do. You don't want to cram 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag,
Yeah.
You want a lot of foreplay before you really hit the people with the big stuff.
I think it's gonna be worth the wait, man. A lot of people give Eric a lot of flack for killing WCW, but Eric Bischoff's one of the great minds of the business. He turned WCW around when it was like the 1995 wasn't the best year, and he made it like the hottest thing in pro wrestling. And if he could do that, he can do it again.
And as a fan, and also being in the business, what more do you want? Like, I mean, it's all about how they navigate everything. But WWE has everything. They have all the talent. They have Eric Bischoff, Brock Lesnar. They have all the talent that you can imagine.
To play around with.
Yeah, to play around with. So just have fun and be a fan and just shut the hell up.
Isn't that crazy though? Like, our genre, watching wrestling, our time frame, and with the people that we grew up with. Now, Paul Heyman is in charge of Raw, Eric Bischoff in charge of SmackDown, and those three guys, Vince, Eric, and Paul, was wrestling like back in the day. Now they're all in the same company together. It's gonna be an amazing show, man.
I mean, amazing minds.
Yeah,
amazing minds.
Yeah. One thing that I was excited about with the Raw reunion is they rebranded the club. So they're no longer called the club; they're called the Only Club. And I know that kind of sounds a little cringe at first, but I like how they back it up with like, we're the only club that matters.
Goodness, here we go.
They're trying to get that Bullet Club money,
Yeah.
And they have new shirts and everything, and it has a little bit of a Japanese design to it. I like that. I like how the shirt looks.
So it's the Good Brothers and AJ.
Good Brothers and AJ, and that's the thing. Like, I wish that like Finn was in it because Finn is Bullet Club.
The original, huh?
The original. Like, he's the leader, he's the creator. He is what Scott Hall is to the NWO.
Oh.
You know, like, he started it. He was the first leader before AJ Styles stepped in.
Mm-hmm.
So I like the idea of them being called the Only Club. I like the whole thing, the new matching shirts and everything, but I wish Finn is a part of it. It would be so badass if all four of them are together, because they've never been together. Them four.
Well, I don't know how true it is, but are they looking to do like an invasion angle eventually with NXT?
No way. Really?
Yeah, I was hearing like maybe with what's the NXT group of the four guys or the three guys?
Oh, Undisputed Era?
The Undisputed Era doing like a invasion angle.
I like it.
These are ROH, New Japan guys.
Yeah.
The top of the top guys.
Yeah.
So I'd love to see that, you know? I mean, it'd probably be a lot more work for the guys on WWE going down to NXT or vice versa. Why not? I mean, I think that would be a pretty cool angle where the NXT crew comes to take over Raw.
Yeah.
So
it's like the second Nexus, the second coming of Nexus.
No, actually, it'd be like the fifth Nexus.
Oh, like, yeah, because of the core, right? Yeah. There was the core, and then
but don't forget, honey, you were sitting next to the original,
the OG.
Okay,
the OG, right here, right here. Hey. You know what I would love to see is the Undisputed Era and the Only Club with Finn. So that's 4 and 4, right? Because Finn, AJ, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, and Undisputed Era is Adam Cole, Bobby Fish, Roderick Strong, and Kyle O'Reilly. So that's a perfect match right there.
Yeah, and then you can throw in the 4 horsewomen, like you can, you know, you can have them all fighting each other, you know.
And also they could also include.
And then it becomes Lucha Underground.
Oh yeah, Lucha Underground. That's the show right there.
I'm sorry.
No, I was just gonna say.
I'm just speaking out of my ass.
No, I was gonna say it would be cool because they can play off Adam Cole, because Adam Cole used to be part of the Bullet Club too. So you know the Only Club can like take jabs on that. So that would be a good storyline, man. But a lot of people were mad that they felt that DX and Scott Hall and Nash buried the Only Club. Because, you know, obviously they came in and they came into the ring and they're saying they're the OG, throw up the Too Sweet sign, and the Only Club kind of like backed away a little bit. So it's funny, on Xbox podcast, the first thing he said to Scott was like, "Hey Scott, did you have fun burying the young talents?" Because again, like he got the same heat as like Scott, you know, and so they kind of like poke fun about it, and like Scott's like, "I don't think we buried them, you know, like they asked me to be a part of that. What am I gonna do? Say no? Like I was just there."
See, I feel Scott's not gonna bury you, but I was recently watching old Kevin Nash and CM Punk.
Yeah, that's the whole different story.
The mic work between them, and I was just like, I was watching it again as a fan. I'm just like,
it's personal, man.
No, but CM Punk was digging into him, and Kevin Nash was coming back with stuff. I'm like, man, is this? It didn't seem like it was on the script, but I felt like Punk was like shooting and then going back to like work, you know, shooting but going back.
With the LOL, I thought he was dead.
Yeah, like bro, I was watching it and like I was like, man, Punk is good, man.
Yeah, and Kevin Nash's comebacks was a little cringe though, because
before CM Punk came out, like Kevin was speaking and the fans started doing the what, and then Kevin paused. He didn't acknowledge them, but then he got back on track, and it sounded like it probably was scripted or whatever.
Sure.
And then when CM Punk came out, oh, what a roast, man.
That's what he's good at. It's so great. I love it. What
about Nash was like, you know, you should be thanking me, you know, because you know, the guaranteed contracts, you know, you should be kissing my feet.
You know, I'm a big fan of Kevin Nash. I loved him growing up. I love him as Big Daddy Cool Diesel. But, you know, now as an adult, like I still love him, but a part of me dies every time like he talks about his wrestling career.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't. It's almost like he doesn't put himself over as he should. You know, like he'll say things like he was recently on a panel with Scott Hall, Ric Flair, and Dustin Rhodes, and it was Q&As from the fans and the audience, and they would ask certain people like, "Oh, what's your favorite match? What's this?" And they asked Kevin Nash, "What's your favorite match
that he was in?"
And Kevin Nash's answer is like, "My favorite match was my paycheck." And like, as a wrestling fan, I was like, "Come on, man!
Yeah,
like,
man, don't rub it in people's faces."
Yeah, like, at least like show a little passion, you know?
Well, it's funny, like just being backstage with him with WWE and on indie shows. Like he's been nice to me, but like when you see Kevin and Scott, you see Scott running over to say hi to me, and then Kevin pauses for like 30 seconds, and it's almost like the reaction, well, if Scott's doing, I guess I can do it. I'm like, no, you can sit there, please. I mean, I know your knees are bad.
Yeah.
You know, so just sit there, and just Scott always shows me love, man.
I love their relationship, because like Scott would always like tease Kevin like, "Oh, who made you the leader, huh?" And then Kevin's like, "God, because he made me bigger."
Yeah. I mean, little stuff like that.
It's so funny.
Little stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the whole paycheck thing, just, I guess we get it.
Yeah, but come on.
We get it. The only time I'll say that is if someone talks about wrestling being fake, or if like someone's saying, well, they should have done this with you in WWE. They should have done that with you in WWE. And like Sheamus said in his Brave Change workout, he said I could piss and moan and put the blame on WWE, but no, I do my thing. And I said, no, thank you for having me with WWE. Thank you for the opportunity. Now moving forward, I got to make moves on myself. So I'm not out to bury anyone.
Sure.
I'm gonna speak from the heart.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it's like, I'm not out to bury anyone. I fucking did it, man.
Yeah.
I did it. I'm very happy. And I always say, if I would have done this for the money, I would have complained a long time ago, because people get paid differently, as you can tell with Dean Ambrose and his podcast that I listened to twice. The only podcast I've ever listened to in my life twice. Mm-hmm. When he said that his farewell Nexus gimmick was he got paid $500. Yeah. Hey, I've been there.
Yeah,
I've been there.
I forgot. Was that the Jericho one or the Wade Keller one? You should listen to the Wade Keller one too. Again, it's with Jon Moxley, but it's all the stuff he didn't say on the Chris Jericho podcast. So there's more stories too. So he didn't repeat himself. It's not like him telling the same story twice, but it's other like issues that he dealt with, which is really good. You should check it out.
I got bad memory, so you have to remind me. Mm-hmm. But StarCast being the end of August, man, it'd be cool. I doubt it. It'd be cool if we could get him on Pro Wrestling, because when I'm out there, if you're able to come out, definitely knock out a few episodes with whoever we can get a hold of.
Yeah.
Just to have. So we'll see how that works out.
Yeah, man.
It'd be cool to get Moxley. That'd be cool, huh?
That'd be crazy,
Yeah, that'd be crazy. Hopefully our shit can shoot up. Maybe they used to call me the medicine man, so I remember I put him on his ass with an edible. So maybe if I give him a few edibles, maybe he'll do it for us.
There you go. There you go, man. But again, like, it was such an epic night with all these legends. And another one that everyone was waiting for was Stone Cold Steve Austin. And WWE knew what they were doing because they saved him for last.
Of course.
Yeah, he didn't come out until it was the last segment. And I remember, like, Scott, again, like, referring back to Xbox podcast, Scott was like, saying, like, man, like, again, like, Sean was talking about, like, his segment with DX and, like, burying, like, the young guys and all that. And Scott's like, oh, my only thing was, like, I just wanted to have the early segment so I can, like, leave. But then I found out that we all had to stay for the last segment. Yeah. And I was like, damn. But, like, everyone came out in the last segment, and Hulk Hogan was on the mic. And a part of me was like, oh, my God, please don't mess up tonight. Don't say don't mispronounce anything.
Bro, when you get old, you get old. He wasn't mispronouncing stuff back in the 80s and 90s. Hey,
I know.
Shit happened.
I know, but I'm just saying, like, just tonight, let's have it, like, clean. And a lot of people didn't catch this, but it's not even a big deal. I'm just nitpicking here. But he flubbed up saying the word Raw Reunion. Like, what you gonna do when the Raw Reunion? You know what I mean? Like, he kind of, like, stumbled upon that. But again, it's Hulk Hogan. It's all good, you know.
Yeah.
But it was such an epic moment when we had Hogan and Flair on the ramp, and they were kind of like bowing down to each other. And it's funny because obviously Stone Cold was supposed to come out, and Hogan was supposed to have this like surprise, like, oh, Austin's here. But I don't know if WWE messed up, but they actually played Hogan's music first. So after Hogan talked, it was supposed to be Stone Cold's music, right? But after Hogan talked, Hogan's music came back on, and then so Hogan was already ready to act surprised. So he was talking, and then Hogan's music came on. His own music came on, and he acted surprised. So a lot of people were teasing him about that, like when you jump to your own like ring music. But that was funny. I enjoyed that.
Austin Taker. I'm like I'm like my
Austin
grandfather.
Taker, Juventud Guerrero. Let's just list all the wrestlers right now.
So and then Austin's music hit.
Yeah, well, it was supposed to be after Hogan on the mic, Austin's music hit. But what?
But Hogan's music hit, and then Austin's music came right after.
Yes.
That could have been planned, man.
It could have been planned, but Hogan was ready for Austin's music. So, like, he already had that reaction. You know what I mean?
Because, I mean, once Hogan's music goes... I mean, once he's done talking and then his music comes back on, it doesn't look as planned. You know?
Right.
It looks like Austin is coming to Gorilla...
To interrupt.
Yeah, boom.
You're right.
So, I mean, you never know.
Yeah.
You never know. But how great did Austin look, man?
He is a vampire, man. He doesn't age. It's so crazy.
You see the vascularity?
Yeah, the veins in his arms, man. He's in great shape.
My dream match right now, and I know they can do it, man. Maybe Saudi can do it. All right, Saudi can do it.
Okay. Cool.
Austin Michaels.
That's okay.
Because look how Michaels is moving. You know, he had that encounter with Dolph, you know. Mm-hmm. You see how he ducked this, wham.
No, he still got it.
You know, and I think, and if you watch it, I think Michaels threw a southpaw, a left punch. So, like, it's just like, if I'm getting turned this way, I'm not gonna punch with this. If I'm getting turned this way, boom. I'm gonna make it look like that.
Yeah.
You know, so his movements, he took
his instinct's still there.
Yeah, his instinct, or look real.
Yeah,
it looks real. So when he got kicked by Dolph, like, he's moving well. Just his entrance alone with Shawn Michaels. When he comes down and he hops up on the apron, you can tell the old guys that could. You know? Then you see Shawn like pop up on the apron and he's doing his stuff like.
And he makes fun of himself too, because I know I don't know for a fact, but I know he's such in a great shape that he's not tired, but he always plays it off like he's okay, you know. But it's Shawn, man.
I've done it too. I've done it too on the indies, you know. Wrestling and stuff like that, but having Austin and having Michaels dream match, they're both moving great. Austin drinking beer, hitting the ropes, and like he's just moving so great. I'd love to see him work again. I don't know if he can.
Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, his energy is still there. It's like as if someone froze Stone Cold and put him in the year 2019, because he still got the same reaction that he got back in his like prime years. You know what I mean? And like everyone stood up, everyone was all about it, and his energy was there, and it was from the heart. You know, it's from the heart. Like when he was talking about like, this is family, like, you know, like I've been like everyone that like that's on that ramp right now, like blood, sweat, they cried over this business, like everyone here is family, and it's like a big like family reunion, and that's all real. You know, that's something that I assume that someone would stay backstage as kind of like, you know, like a special sentimental moment, and he brought it to the ring, and the fans definitely felt it. It was such a, and again with the cheering to his own beer, that was really cool.
And you know what? It's funny because that morning, Monday, Mark Henry has my number. He DMs me on Twitter. Let me pull it up.
Let's see it.
I mean, why, Mark, man? Why would you text me, man? Text me what you have to tell me. Let me just pull it up. He's like, Stone Cold. That you know that Monday. Stone Cold Steve Austin wants to talk to you. And I'm like, please. we will call you today. Monday.
Yeah.
All right. So obviously, Raw reunion.
Yeah.
He's thinking about me.
Yeah.
I passed your number to Steve.
Yeah.
All right. Okay, perfect. So hopefully Steve contacts me, or maybe whoever who runs his podcast will contact me. But I mean, I was thought about on Monday.
Yeah, man.
By Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Yes,
so
of
I
course
always
you were.
say, I'm going to bring it up to Steve too, that my ex at the time won WrestleMania. After the Raw after WrestleMania, I think he was filming his show.
Okay.
And out of all the wrestlers, Nikki, my ex, he wasn't a big wrestling fan, but he knew the Attitude Era and he knew Stone Cold Steve Austin. And so he said if there's any wrestler that he could meet, it would be Stone Cold Steve Austin. So yeah, I went over to Steve. I talked to him. I said, my boyfriend would love to get a money shot with you. And not only did Steve take a money shot, Steve was like, so how you enjoying WrestleMania, kid? Just so nice. Stopped everything he was doing to ask him how he was enjoying WrestleMania and all that stuff. And it was genuine, And like, I'll never forget that. And speaking of X, we're definitely in the future going to have him as a guest.
Great.
On Pro Wrestling.
Yeah.
I asked him because he's got a story about being back. He's got stories, I'm sure, about being backstage, being on the road with me, just relationships in general, So it's going to be very important for him to be able to share his stories on Pro Wrestling. So I'm very excited to have Nikki, my ex-boyfriend, on Pro Wrestling.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
It's going to be a great episode to help encourage other people that life can go on and you can still be friends. I always say that if The Rock can still be good friends with his ex-wife, who's his manager, you can still work together, and like we didn't end on bad terms. Life goes on, and he always helped me with my speaking engagements. He helped me if there's an issue in relationships. If there's an issue, talk it out, because I'm a guy that keeps everything bottled in, and he helped me. If there's a problem, talk about it. You'll feel so much better. So I can't wait to have Nikki on Pro and Bro Wrestling. But like I said, Steve was so nice to him that I can't wait to do his podcast and remind him about that.
Speaking of The Rock's ex-wife, have you seen how she looks like these days?
Bro, I can show you on my phone. Like, I think we're brothers.
Right?
I think we're brothers because I was just looking at I was looking at old pictures of her. She's huge, but this morning, bro, I swear I was looking at
Danny?
Yeah. I was looking at pictures of her, and like, she's huge.
She is like huge,
she's
bro.
huge, yeah.
She's huge. It's crazy. Good for her, man. She put in the work.
Yeah, I mean, but if you see pictures of her when The Rock had hair and stuff like that.
She's like...
Yeah, but she's putting in some time in the gym, man. And, her being The Rock's manager, if they can work it out, then why can't Nick and I still be great friends? So I can't wait to have him on our episode. But yeah, Dana's huge.
Yeah. And also going back about how great Steve Austin is, it goes to show just how amazing of a person he is, because I remember listening to one of his interviews and he talked about his family and his upbringing. And he said, he grew up with like a stepdad, but at the same time, in his family, there's no such thing as like stepdad or stepbrother. Like, it's all family, and that's how he treated everyone. And I think that says a lot for someone who's in that household. You can't help but become like a good person growing up, Like, really cool.
And now that I think about Steve, another great story about Steve, he put me over. The first tag team elimination chamber match I was involved in. It was like me and Titus, Cesaro, and TJ. I forget who else. I'm having a brain fart, but there were other people in the match, and he called me the MVP of that match.
Nice.
And I'll remember that too when I talked to him. I said, Steve, I remember when you called me the MVP of the first tag team elimination.
Did he say it in the podcast or something?
On podcast or some kind of interview.
Wow.
Something, but probably on his podcast. So
that's awesome.
Those are some amazing stories that I have about Austin.
Yeah.
That whole saying, never meet your heroes. He wasn't a hero of mine, to be honest with you. But never meet your heroes, because you never know how you'll be disappointed.
Yeah.
And you know, Steve is a great guy, man.
Yeah.
Great guy. I would love to see him in the ring again.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully we can maybe do it in person. You know, because I know he lives out in L.A. He might have a few homes, but if he films out in L.A., I would definitely go to film with him and definitely bring you along if you're here.
Of course, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, that would be real cool. So definitely, I'm excited to do Stone Cold Steve Austin's podcast. Definitely decided to bring Pro and Bro Wrestling on tour to X-Pac's facility.
Yeah, that'd be a lot
Sorry
of fun,
to be
man.
off track, but
No.
Austin's got me fired up, man.
Man, I can't blame you, man. It's freaking stone cold.
Yeah, I wonder, does he have any swag? Does he have any swag that's like this? You know what I mean?
I don't think he's ever rocked any Roots of Fight stuff or anything like that.
I don't think he has any, but I gotta see if there's something light like this.
Yeah. So after Raw, it was SmackDown, and people thought SmackDown was the best SmackDown of 2019. Everyone enjoyed it a lot, and people thought that Eric Bischoff was behind it, but it turns out that whole SmackDown was still Vince. Rumor has it that Vince just he wrote the whole show down, and then last minute he scrapped everything and rewrote everything, and it turned out the way it did. So I don't know. For some people that said Vince lost his touch, maybe they're wrong. You know, maybe Vince still has a little something. But I do enjoy to me the highlight of that was the Kofi Kingston and Randy Orton segment, because they they had a one-on-one in the ring on the mic. And it was, and I was hoping that they were gonna bring this up, but they brought up their 10-year feud, like what happened 10 years ago when Kofi was stupid. That one. But also the Madison Square Garden moment was supposed to be Kofi Kingston's kind of like what is that called? Like his moment of like being in the main event spotlight. And at that time he was again feuding with Randy Orton, and it was during the time of Legacy where Ted DiBiase and Cody Rhodes bought Randy a car because they were sucking up to him, like, oh, we got you a new car, Randy, like, you're great, blah blah blah. And Kofi ruined the car, and then he kicked like Randy's ass all over Madison Square Garden, and Kofi brought that up, and Kofi said that was the moment that I was supposed to be in the main event, but it was like you and your political like influence that kept me down in the mid card range. And but I kept on grinding, and I'm still here, and I'm something that you never thought that I would be, which is like a WWE World Heavyweight Champion. And Randy was saying like, well, I did you a favor, Kofi. I didn't think you were ready then. I don't think you're ready now.
Oh yeah. Oh, I'm getting goosebumps, baby.
And he's like, let's not forget, the only reason why you're in this spot is because of me. If I didn't take out Ali, you wouldn't replace them, and there would be like no Kofi Mania. So it was just like an ongoing like back and forth. But I liked it because there's a 10-year history there,
10-year history, yeah. And it's funny when you see this stuff on TV, you're like, ooh. Mm-hmm. But when you see these people backstage, they're like, we got them.
Yeah.
We got them. And that's
it's a common goal.
It might sting a little bit, but hey, it is what it is. It's storytelling at its best.
See, okay, with like Kofi and Randy, I could see that happening backstage. Like, all right, like kind of stung, but we got him. Mm-hmm. How do you think it was when it was John Cena and Roman Reigns? When John's like, hey, come on, big dog. If you want to be the big dog, you gotta learn how to cut a promo.
Yeah, I mean,
because Roman forgot his line.
Yeah.
How do you think that was backstage after that?
I don't know, man. I don't know. But like I said, you're not gonna say Roman and Cena having a beer. I don't think.
Yeah.
It is what it is. They do business.
Do you remember that segment though? It was Roman.
I remember many segments.
And John and Kurt Angle was in the corner, and Kurt Angle forgot that he was on camera, so he was just smiling the whole time they were like shooting on each other. So he was just kind of like that in the corner. So and Kurt Angle also posted that picture on Instagram saying like he said something like, oh, when you're in the middle of a shoot, because like they're like after John said that line, like, if you want to be the big dog, you gotta learn how to cut a promo. Mm-hmm. And Angle was just like smiling in the corner. I thought that was great.
Yeah, it's like when I have to always go back to when I got eliminated many moons ago on NXT, and I was on the stage. I was a good guy, and then the people started. They turned on me.
Yeah.
They were booing me. So like, I'm like, yeah, this is such a fun. This was
So you have a ghost.
This is such a fun opportunity. Then the fans started cheering, like booing me, and like Jericho sitting on stage.
Yeah.
I think I might have mentioned it in one of the episodes. He's sitting on stage. He's like, "Don't let these people turn on you. Turn on them.
Yeah.
Turn on them." And I didn't know how to flip that switch.
Yeah.
But now that I'm comfortable with myself, I'm pretty sure I could.
Yeah.
But
I would love to hear you cut a heel promo, man. I don't think I've ever seen. I heard you do that.
yeah, I don't know.
Like a full-on heel. That would be great.
I don't know.
You think you have fun with that?
Yeah, I'd probably do a lot of cursing.
Yeah.
I'd probably do a lot. If it was WWE, I'd work around it. But yeah, I'm a cursor.
You are, man. You are. But that was such a great segment, and I can't wait for their match, Randy, at SummerSlam. And people think that Randy's gonna win the championship.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think a lot of people think that Kofi's time as champ has run its course.
Really? That's awful to say.
Yeah.
I seen Kofi do a .com interview. He was backstage, and he was saying that he's been thinking about this for a long time now.
Yeah.
Having this match with Randy. So I'm definitely looking forward to it in Toronto. I'll definitely be watching. I know you'll be watching.
Yeah, of course.
So I don't think his time is up.
Yeah, me neither.
It'd be cool if like maybe one of the New Day matches. I still want them to
turn on him,
yeah.
Kofi.
Yeah, that'd be cool if they.
Yeah.
Or even if Kofi beats Randy and they celebrate and then they beat up Kofi.
That'd be nice. That'd be a nice change.
So.
And they become a heel, like a heel tag team again, and a serious tag team.
Yeah. So. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to the video package before the match. You know what I mean?
Always.
Like, it's going to be so good. Like, all the flashbacks, like 10 years ago.
Always.
Gets you hyped for it.
Always. I'm ready.
Yeah. And also, we kind of talked about this earlier, but the segment with Dolph Ziggler and The Miz and Shawn Michaels.
Oh, yeah.
That was amazing.
What Shawn called him a second-rate Shawn Michaels?
Yeah. Oh, this is what's interesting. So I first watched that clip in WWE's YouTube channel. And in WWE's YouTube channel, they cut out the part when Dolph Ziggler said, "It broke my heart when you step into the ring again because you had the chance to leave this business as the greatest performer of all time, but instead you went to Saudi and you were embarrassing. Your match was embarrassing." And he put him like it was just like Goldberg. Like he said that, right?
Oh goodness.
Yeah, like he said that. So like. WWE didn't add that, so I watched like another clip from another like they had the full segment. So that's when I found out that he did say all those things, and like it was so interesting to see. Shawn said like, you know what, I don't disagree with you. I was embarrassed. That was embarrassing, but it's not as embarrassing as having your whole career, giving your all, and still be known as a second-rate Shawn Michaels. And I feel like that doesn't even like sting Dolph anymore because.
But when we talked about that, what did I say to you that I should mention on the podcast?
Oh, so I texted you saying nothing gets me more than seeing Dolph Ziggler super kick Shawn Michaels. And you said, oh, I like Dolph personally, and I don't like Shawn personally. So,
yeah. I like Dolph personally. I don't like Shawn personally.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Yeah, you have experience with them that no fans have, you know? So you're entitled to your own opinion.
And I like Dolph's brother too because Dolph's brother is very much like me. Dolph's brother is very quiet. Dolph is very over the top. So that's why me and Ryan, Dolph's brother, get along. Me and Dolph get along. Yeah. As well.
He wrestles with Dolph's gimmick though, huh? Like he wrestles in the same trunk as Dolph.
Oh, the bikers?
Yeah. Like he does his whole the whole thing. Like he does the whole Dolph thing.
Hey, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But with Dolph, I had one of my best matches against him, and it was in Egypt.
Whoa.
And it's a place that you'll never get to see it because it was we were doing live events out there. so much fun. Live events, like I said, you can go
More freedom.
More freedom. You can go 15, 20 minutes. You know.
Yeah.
So I was working heel against Dolph. It's so much fun. It was a night off.
Yeah, man. Also, what's interesting was that last SmackDown, I mentioned this earlier, that they clickbaited us because they were saying, oh, Daniel Bryan's going to have an announcement, and he never did it.
Yeah.
So, rumor has it that Daniel is going to go to 205 Live.
Daniel Bryan?
Daniel Bryan's going to go to 205 Live, and I believe it. And I think if that happens, I'm for it.
Yeah.
Because, one, when they had the Cruiserweight Classic competition, Daniel Bryan was kind of like the host of that.
Yeah,
he was in the he was all about it. He loves the Cruiserweight, and when they were announcing that Cruiserweight is coming to WWE, at that time he was the general manager for SmackDown, and I think they had like a match when it was Survivor Series or whatever, and the winner gets the Cruiserweight division on either Raw or SmackDown, and Raw won, and Daniel Bryan was so pissed, like, at whoever lost it for him, like, you realize that we could have the Cruiserweight division on SmackDown, like all of them. So I think his heart is with those performers.
Sure.
You know what I mean? And he's already
he's always rooting for the smaller guy.
Yeah.
You know? He's a small guy himself.
He put Ali over big time. He lost clean. So he's already accomplished world championships in WWE. I think the reason why at this time he's tag teaming with Eric Rowan is because he's a little hurt, so they don't want to like expose that too much to protect him a little bit. Like, that's why he's in the tag team. But if he moves to 205 Live, man, that would be a game changer for 205 Live.
I know he's really close with Brian Kendrick.
Yes, yeah.
I'm sure maybe
they're the same age.
Yeah, same age. I'm sure they want to do a match together.
Yeah.
So hopefully that can happen.
Brian Kendrick, Daniel Bryan, and TJP were all like tight. You know what I mean? Like, they were in Japan together. They all like trained together. So there's actually like a picture with like TJ and like Daniel Bryan like talking about like, oh, like us talking about the old days or something like that. But they're very close, like those three. And Brian Kendrick, at that time he was like 18 or whatever. He trained TJ when TJ
really?
was 14. TJ would skip school or like leave school early or something, and like Brian Kendrick would pick him up and drive him to Mexico and like have him wrestle there and then come back just in time for like school on Monday or something like that.
Are you kidding me?
No, it's true.
And that's another guy that we need to get on, TJP.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, because that's your boy, huh?
Yeah, man. I like TJP.
Wait, well, didn't he say that he would do our podcast?
Yeah, he did. He did say it.
So we definitely gotta, get him on. Have him share his story. I think he's doing some stuff with New Japan, isn't he?
Maybe. I know he did some stuff with Impact. He went back to Impact for sure, but he's all over the place, man. I'm not surprised he went back to New Japan.
Yeah, because they have some junior weight division.
Oh, really? Okay.
And he's in. Again, we gotta maybe find more information.
Yeah.
You're the professor, so I'm just a talent, baby. Just a talent. You're the brains behind the madness.
That'd be crazy, man, to have him. And again, with Daniel Bryan in 205 Live, that will get more eyes on the product, and I think it will become as big as NXT, in my opinion.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Brian is all about elevating talent.
Yeah.
And however he can elevate someone like Mustafa Ali, who was actually in town a couple days ago, in the Beverly Hills area, doing an appearance, speaking about his story and being a minority and still making moves. So he's all about the scene inside the ring and outside of the ring. Mustafa Ali, he's another guy that could definitely be a great guest on Pro Wrestling.
Yeah, man.
Talking about his struggle and his ups and downs.
Yeah.
A guy who still trains when he's got a day off. Always repping Chicago. So yeah, we'll definitely have him on. But Daniel Bryan is all about elevating the 205 Live.
Yeah.
And if that's the case, he's going to do it.
Yeah. And I think he's excited about it. Again, this is all rumors. Like, nothing is like set in stones, but I hope that's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's all like the WWE news we have so far for this week. But huge news for AEW. because
the TV deal, huh?
Yeah, Cody announced it on his YouTube channel, the the Nightmare Family or something like that, and it's him and Brandy making a formal announcement about the show that the television show that's gonna have.
And it's gonna be in DC, huh?
Yes, Washington DC,
Yeah.
and it's gonna be every Wednesday night from 8 to 10, only 2 hours. And do you know what they're gonna call it?
I don't know.
I don't really like the name, but they're gonna call it Wednesday Night Dynamite.
Wednesday Night Dynamite.
The reason why I don't like it is because I feel like it doesn't really tie into wrestling, but at the same time, Raw doesn't even tie into wrestling either. But I guess it's just something that you just need to get used to. But just me being a sushi lover, when I hear the word dynamite, I think of the dynamite roll.
Oh,
Like
dynamite roll?
Yeah.
What, at our sushi spot?
Any sushi spot. That's
They have a dynamite roll?
Yeah. So it's gonna be called Wednesday Night Dynamite.
I thought it was like the Holy Crab at our spot.
Oh yeah, that's only at our spot.
Only at our spot.
Secret.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I think I'm so excited. It's gonna be October 2nd.
October 2nd.
Right before.
1 month before my birthday. November 2nd is my
Yes.
birthday. I'm gonna be 36. Maybe I'll be signed by AEW.
Yeah, you never know. And also, that's the same week that SmackDown is premiering on Fox.
Oh my goodness.
And SmackDown is now gonna be on Friday night. It's
So
no longer
Monday,
Tuesday.
Wednesday, Friday, huh?
Yeah.
So you got a little rest in between.
Yeah, a little bit. Not counting NXT and 205. NXT's Wednesdays, right?
Yeah, but that's on the internet.
That's true.
I'm
That's
talking
true.
some TV.
Oh yeah.
Once you're on TV, internet, you'll get seen by a couple 100,000.
Mm-hmm.
TV, you're seen by millions, baby. I think I'm
Yeah.
gonna be on TV.
It's gonna be amazing, man. And I think they definitely have a stacked card for AEW. You know, a lot of wrestlers like MJF's already getting over. You know, I love Luchasaurus, man. The first time I ever laid eyes on Luchasaurus was during your match against Jake Atlas.
Oh,
I had no
yeah.
idea like who he was before, but I remember like seeing him in person. Like he already has like a presence to him. Like he's crazy tall,
Yeah.
like ripped, like tatted up, and he works amazing in the ring. You know, he can move. And like I already thought like, damn, like this guy's like crazy talented, even just like watching him, not knowing who he is. And now that he's getting the spotlight, and I didn't know this, but I think he said he was on Big Brother too, the show Big Brother.
Oh yes.
That's crazy. And at that time he was talking about like his wrestling career and how he thinks it might be over or whatever. It's nuts, man.
Well, I love how Jericho explains AEW.
There you go.
About how, they don't want to cram again 10 pounds of shit into a 5-pound bag. They want to slowly sprinkle people in and get them over, get them established before they start just throwing so much stuff out there. So AEW's taking their time.
And I also love how Jericho's realistic, because he also said that they know that they're in the honeymoon phase and they're not stupid. I know like it's not always gonna be 15-minute sellouts every time they announce a show. Right now it's like that because it's hot, it's new, people like are craving for new product, but down the line he knows it's not gonna be like that.
And they don't want to do, and he says he doesn't want to do he wants to do the 3,000 seat, 4,000 seat arenas, make it look full, make it look good.
Exactly.
Instead of cramming 10,000 people and it doesn't look full.
So smart.
Yeah, I'm right on. If I was sitting in those meetings, I would be like, yeah, I agree. I agree, because I do agree. You don't want an empty arena where you have to tarp off everything. And usually for me performing, the smaller crowds are the loudest crowds.
Yes. I mean, look at NXT, right? It's so like intimate, but they're so passionate, you know? But yeah, man. And also another thing that I think is cool, and I think it's a work, but even if it's a shoot, it doesn't matter. Sean Spears, formerly known as Ty Dillinger, was mad that he wasn't in any of the promo for AEW's deal with TNT. So I think he tweeted something along the lines of like, oh, like different company, same shit, or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that could, I think that could be a work too, because they're gonna run with it.
And also,
they're gonna run with what WWE wasn't, capitalizing with him.
And he also has that storyline with Cody right now, so that's a perfect thing to have that over his head.
Run with it and then prove yourself with AEW.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Did you watch his Sean Spears interview with Jim Ross in the AEW's YouTube channel?
No, I seen clips of it, but did you catch it at all?
It's perfectly done, man. Sean was putting JR over, saying like, first of all, JR, I just want to say what an honor it is to be interviewed by you. You're like one of the best in the business, and like it was almost like a sport interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like they treated it like a real interviewing an athlete. So it wasn't so much of like this gimmick. It was just like a one-on-one serious conversation. He was in a blazer, treated him like he looked the part, and they were both respectful to each other. So it wasn't too gimmicky.
JR didn't hit him with anything hard.
No, JR, no mandible claw on JR either. JR didn't get set on fire.
No, but JR didn't say.
Oh, the hard-hitting questions?
Yeah.
No, it was just basically like, why did you hit Cody with the chair at Fight for the Fallen?
Yeah.
And, he explained himself very well. He's like, well, Cody forgot who he was. I've known Cody for a really long time, and over the years, like he's changed. He forgot where he came from, and he stopped. Something along the lines that he forgot about Sean Spears, and I think Fight for the Fallen, I just had to show to him that he bleeds just like me. We're both human.
Yeah, I love that.
Right? I mean, like.
Yeah.
So it kind of like tries to like ground him a little bit.
I love the promo work, man. It just sounds so real
It's
and
perfect.
believable.
Yeah, it's back to like wrestling when back in the old days when I thought every word that came out of Stone Cold was from his heart.
Yeah.
I remember as a kid, right? Like 1997. Of course, when you're a kid, at this point I was in 4th grade. I was watching like Nickelodeon, all that. So like WWF Raw was as like rated R as I got when it came to my television programming. So I was exposed to like Stone Cold giving the middle finger, and I believe that who I'm seeing on TV is who he is.
Yeah.
I remember like thinking I was super Christian back then. I was like, dude, this guy's like going to hell for sure. He is going to hell for sure. So it's nice that wrestling is back to giving that sense of like realness to it again. I'm super excited, man. Yeah, dude. I thought Austin he is a real deal.
You were super Christian, huh?
Yeah, I was super Christian back then, man. It's true. It's true.
What would Austin say? Austin would say, what did he say? If you want sympathy, take your ass back to church.
Oh, he said that? I never heard him say that. That's cool.
No, it's like a tagline.
Okay.
Like, yeah, something that it'd be hard to pull up, but he'd be like, you want sympathy? Take your ass to church,
Yeah. I like that.
You're not going to get any sympathy from him.
Yeah. I also love the line where he goes like, if you want to know how I think of what my opinions are about the Hitman, you put an S in front of his name.
Oh, yeah.
And that's exactly what I think about him.
Yeah, I remember that.
So cool, man.
And he'd be like, hey, son, I'll snack. He'd be like, hey, son, you should keep talking all that junk. I'll stack that. I'll knock that stack of dimes you call a neck.
Oh, my God.
Stack of dimes you call a neck.
Austin had the best comebacks, man. He's so good. Like again, as a kid, like I thought Brett and Steve like hated each other for real, but they love each other, man. Like like Austin inducted him to the Hall of Fame, and Brett really enjoys working with him. Like he's one of the guys that looking back in his career, like I love working with Steve. And you would have never guessed that because they were, but
well, Brett's a perfectionist. And Austin, I know he wants to make sure his stuff looks good. So these guys sitting down, and don't forget they know how to wrestle.
Yeah.
But Austin's gonna brawl.
I was more interested in the fact that Brett was so giving to Steve. You know what I mean? Like he had no problem putting Steve over, and he had no problem giving the light to him. But he had a problem with Shawn Michaels, and I guess that's because at that time Brett wasn't ready yet.
Oh, Austin had a problem with Shawn?
No, Brett had a problem with passing the torch to Shawn because of how like cocky he is. You know what I mean? So I think with Steve, obviously, like it was just all mutual respect, but with Shawn, it was his cockiness, and maybe also at the time, Brett sees a lot of similarity in himself to Sean, and like thinks of Sean as the younger version of himself, so it maybe kind of hurts him more a little bit. So maybe that's why he was a little bit hesitant, you know. But with Steve, he's just so generous, like so giving, you know. Like he had no problem like putting him over.
Steve.
Have you tried his? You don't drink, but yeah, I'm really interested
Have
in
I tried what?
His new beer.
Austin has a new beer?
Yeah, Broken Skull something. Like he has his own like beer now.
Well, you tried and let me know how
Beer
it tastes.
tastes all the same to me, man.
It all tastes the same.
I like that's how I am with alcohol. Like it's all alcohol. I never have a preference really.
It all tastes the same. Like you're like the owner of headquarters Pedrum. You know, I drink to get drunk.
Me too. Yeah, I get it just for the feeling. I'm never like, I crave this one.
You drink to get a buzz, or you drink to get drunk?
Buzz.
He drinks to get drunk.
That's the worst feeling. I hate that.
Yeah.
It's gross. But yeah, man, that's pro wrestling for you.
Pro Wrestling 101, man.
So much good stuff coming up.
So much good stuff coming up, and it's an exciting time. I always say for wrestling, it's just, man, we've been rocking and rolling for hours now. But it's an exciting time for wrestling, and I'm glad to be a part of it. Thank you to Dragon Herbs for hooking it up for us. Making moves, always making pro and pro wrestling $1 million moves. So, yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Block the hate, salute the great.
And cut.